Red light, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light, red light.
Well, lads and lassies, pull up a pint and pull up a chair. I'm back from the halls, but what a way to start, because we have a man himself, a big man. He is the current RISE European Deathmatch Champion, the current KCW Openweight Champion, as well as the RPW Rust Champion. He is a big man himself.
One more.
Well,
go on.
I'm on holiday mode, Lou. The mind's a bit away with me.
Tag champs with Brett. CXW.
Yes, the KCW Tag Teams. There we go. I'm getting to the back of swings, you know. My guts a bit larger. I can't fit in the suit as well.
Just get that. You've got to get them all in.
I've got to know the accolades of a man like yourself. But of course, he is a member of Deathmatch Outlaw. Big Lou Nixon, my friend. Welcome to the Soul Sessions.
Thank you for having us, man. Thank you for having us.
Hey, Lou, it's always a pleasure, my friend. But of course, what I do with every guest, you know, every guest has a story and every story has a beginning. Lou, how did your story begin as a wrestling fan?
So I don't know. It was just like for as long as I can remember, I've always been into wrestling. Like watched it with my grandparents and stuff. But like as a young age, I started growing up. Like my dad got us into like MMA and boxing and grappling and Muay Thai and stuff like that. But I've always like as I was fighting and stuff when I was young, I've always still been like a massive wrestling fan and that. Like I watched it and stuff. And then it wasn't until I was like maybe like 21, 22, I was working on the doors, and one of the lads I was working with was a wrestler. And he told us like, I was like, I didn't even realize it was possible to do. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't even. I was like, where do I go? And I was at Berkeley Boxing Club, which is like a local boxing gym near mine, and Rampage was the coach, and that was it. There, loved it. Trained for like 6 months. Like I picked it up fast because obviously I had like a lot of it's like footwork and like rolls, like break falls, stuff like that, which I all knew from like MMA and stuff. So it was just basically like learning the trade, really. Do you know what I mean? And
right, fair indeed. And I know obviously with MMA it has sort of a correlation with wrestling. I know MMA has obviously UFC, Pride, and One, I believe it is, kind of these big companies across the world. I wonder from yourself, Lou, obviously as a fan of MMA, with what the UFC developed now, as I know back in its heyday, it was very, I wouldn't say underground, but kind of on the diminished. Like not a lot of people knew about it back in the day. And with the current state of UFC now, obviously TKO merged with the WWE. What does it mean for you as a fan of MMA to see where the current, you know, product is now?
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's really great. Do you know what? But to be honest, right? I think that the UFC link with WWE is the reason why Bloodsport is getting the WWE guys. I reckon it's Josh Barnett's link with the UFC more than WWE's link. Do you know what I mean? Because it's if you've noticed, it's like it's not like all of GCW that's getting the WWE guys. It's just Bloodsport. Do you know what I mean? I watched it. I'm saying this because I watched it last night. I stayed up and watched it. I had the Creed brothers on, Shayna and Dempsey, and I was like, and I really feel like that's the link. It's more to do with the fact that the UFC and WWE are owned by the same company. Josh Barnett is really in with the UFC, and obviously he trains Shayna to fight. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And I think that it's massive. Like, and the fact that I've been on there, like, hopefully get back on Bloodsport again. I'm going to Mania week again next year for Vegas. You know, they'll be running there, I assume. If I can mix it up with one of them boys, like the Creed brothers were fucking class last night. Like, fucking hell, I'd fight Shayna. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Like any one of them would be class. Like, but yeah, I think it's big. It's like exciting times. Obviously, they've got NXT, TNT link and all that, and people are popping the ball over now. So it's just exciting for wrestling at the minute. It's like it's buzz. It's good buzz. It's good to be like in those circles as well.
No, absolutely. Those circles are really bursting to the brim and overflowing into the public consciousness because it is just so popular. And obviously, the UFC really has developed in itself. You know, you had the big names like obviously Conor McGregor, John Jones, Ty Dillashaw, and all these individuals as well.
Like, they had like, do you know, Michael Chandler just appeared on Raw and cut a promo to hype the fight with McGregor for like no reason, but I loved it. I fucking loved it. It was class.
It is just that fun crossover potential as well.
Yeah,
but
it's mad.
With the UFC in itself, I want to know from yourself as a fan, who's your Mount Rushmore of the UFC and fighters, top 4 fighters for you?
Right. So my favorites, the Diaz brothers, Nick and Nate. I fucking love that, like their style. Massive, like Love it. Like they are just like anytime they fight, I watch. Like I love them. Like always draws in like this like they don't give a fuck either. You know what I mean? And then obviously McGregor has to be on there. Do you know what I mean? He's fucking class. Now the fourth one. So for me, it's always do you know what? Fucking who I love? Cowboy Cerrone. I loved watching him when I was growing up as well. I just loved his style, like his Muay Thai with his heavy pressure, and like he's like known as a striker. But if you looked at his wins, all his wins are like submissions because he used to pep you on the feet, put you down, and then sub you. And like it was always an exciting fight. Yeah, I'd say for me as a fan, watching those 4 fighters are the ones I would always be drawn in to watch.
Hey, good call indeed. And you mentioned McGregor there as well, and I feel like McGregor, controversial but a fun fella indeed.
Exactly. Controversy creates cash, doesn't it?
Fair point indeed. It bloody does. But McGregor as well, I feel like he really is the one that took the UFC into the public consciousness with, just how he is, how he acts, how he presents himself. Like when the whole fight with him going on in his run, it was so popular in the public consciousness. I want to know from yourself, Lou, what do you think McGregor's impact has been on MMA and the UFC in general?
Obviously, he's become like a superstar, like to what, like I don't know, almost like what Hulk Hogan is like to that level. I'd say, do you know what I mean? The WWE, like that at that point, like he's the man. Like, and I think like I'd say he just raised it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like obviously to say whenever McGregor said at one point in an interview, whenever you fight him, it's red panty night. Do you know what I mean, for the opponent because it's the big payday and everyone wants to fight on them. Even if you're not fighting McGregor, you want to be on the McGregor pay-per-view because you get that extra gate money and shit. Do you know what I mean? So, it just shows like, and obviously now he's become more of just like a celebrity and he hasn't fought in a while, but there's hype around him coming back. He's been in films and stuff. It's just like, it's good. It's good to see what he's done because I followed him before we got to the UFC, like Cage Warriors, and then coming through, and like I think I've seen like all his fights in the UFC. It was like it was mad. It's mad to see like the buzz and that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no,
he's done very well. He's done very well for himself. Like at this point now, anything you touch turns to gold. You know what I mean?
Pretty much. The man is everywhere. Own documentary series on Netflix. He's in video games as well. Fucking megastar McGregor. He's done.
He's bought into that. He's bought into the BKFC as well, the big bare knuckle promotion in America. Which is funny because do you know that Mike Perry who was in the UFC and he just he's unbeaten and bare on the BKFC. Like I think he was tanking everyone, and then he just boxed Jake Paul and got knocked out.
Fucking hell, not the Paul brothers. That.
You know what? I love Jake Paul. I'm big respect for Jake Paul. I'm a big fan.
I must know then. Obviously, you like Jake Paul. What's your thoughts on the Tyson fight? Obviously, it was delayed. It's been rescheduled. What do you think?
I don't know. I think it might be a bad idea for Tyson. Like.
Yeah,
especially I thought Jake Paul fighting Mike Perry was a bad idea, and Mike Perry. I think Mike Perry I don't know what the fuck happened there. Like, but he's a huge bare knuckle champion, you know. And he didn't look like he knew what he was doing. I think he probably like took him a bit lightly because he's a bit of a nutcase. Mike Perry, he's a very controversial character. But yeah, I was expecting a lot more. I was worried for Jake Paul in that one, but I think now after that, watching that, and like I don't know, I think Mike Tyson should just stay at home.
Stay at home. You don't get the embarrassment from getting beaten.
You know, how do you walk at the minute? He's fucked, isn't he? Like 1 minute there's like these videos of him like smashing the pads, and then the next minute you see him, he's like on crutches, like on a walking stick, and like looking like an old man and that. But
it's like, what side of the bed you wake up, mate? They're giving you all this rejuvenating energy. I was like, God sake, man.
On the topic of Mike Tyson, right? The best Mike Tyson video ever is when Hasbulla.
Familiar, yes.
Yeah, the little guy. He's on a hot boxing podcast, and Mike Tyson obviously doesn't know who he is, and he thinks he's a kid, like a child. And he picks him up, and he does the whole like. And so you need to look that up if you've ever not seen it. It's Mike Tyson Hasbulla. It's fucking hilarious. Mike Tyson.
I'll be clipping that. I'll be making sure that's right in the same video.
Hasbulla's obviously like a man, but he's small. Mike Tyson obviously doesn't have a clue, or he's really high. He's like picks him up like he's a kid.
Man's in the heavens.
Like blowing raspberries on him and that.
Oh, you fucking Lord, son, Jesus Christ! But you know what, Lou? Let's get into. We mentioned it earlier. Let's get into Bloodsports right away. Obviously, you made your debut for Bloodsport 10, Eric Hammer, GCW Collective during last Mania weekend as well. Yeah. First off, I want to know, how did that opportunity to be on the Bloodsport card come about?
So that was the whole reason I ended up at Mania week, and I think I had I can't remember it. All right, yeah. So that was it. Like, I think it was when, I can't remember if the Bloodsport was already announced, or I think it was already announced. Yeah, that must have been. It was already announced. And like Mania week was like, obviously I know about Mania week, it's a big week and stuff. I think I reached out to Brett and went, like, because I've met him obviously in Germany when I worked for GCW. And like, I think we're talking about like Bloodsport and that then. I think I'd be a good fit and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I think you would be. Like, he got back to us. And then I think it was like only like a month before I got the message, like, would you be all like still up to come over for Bloodsport and stuff? And I was like, yeah, 100%. Like, fucking, I can't not, you know what I mean? So, yeah, like, obviously with Mania week as well. So normally, like, anytime I wrestle abroad, like, it's all like they sort it out and like pay for everything. But with Mania week would have been like everyone comes to the city and stuff, or wherever it is. Like, he was like, if you get yourself there, I'll give you the Bloodsport show and then that other show. So I was like, right, okay. And I was like, right, fuck it, I'm just gonna take the punt on myself. I'm gonna try. So I booked the flight, booked the fucking hotel, and then I knew I had them 2 shows, and then I just fucking hustled. And I couldn't believe like how many like people wanted us, you know what I mean? I managed to get like, on like a month's notice, I think I got like 8 shows and then the 2 WrestleCon appearances. And like, obviously I fucking made my money and more, like, fucking, like, it was a profitable trip, you know what I mean, in the end. So I was happy I took the shot on myself, and obviously it raised my stock as well. I feel the buzz when I come back. So now, yeah, I've put out there that I'm going on like a year's notice. So my aim is at double figure shows when me and Tim are going over. So yeah, it'll be fun. But yeah, that's how it come about. And then obviously like all the other shows got us on. And then the thing with Ruthless as well. So King of the Kill for Ruthless. That was like the original book. That was I knew about that before anything at Mania week come up. So I knew that my first international booking of this year was that. So I seen Ruthless had a show on the Sunday. It was like the last show of Mania week. I messaged Chris, the promoter. I was like, turns out I'm here now. If you need us, I can be on the show unless you want to keep us for the debut at the tournament, whatever. I'm just letting you know I'm there. He's like, I wish I had you earlier. The card's full, but we'll get you to do like a run-in or something and announce yourself in King of the Kill. I was like, that's cool. Like, it's the last like the Sunday. It's like a nice fucking easy finish. And then like, I think a week later, I messaged him. I was like, it would be cool if I could do the run-in on Dargo, because obviously fucking Dargo, Brit, I'll beat Dargo up because he had a match there. I'll fucking whatever, unmask. I'm in King of the Kill and work with all like fucking Outlaws, BTT, fucking shit, whatever. And then he was like, that would be good, but we've changed the plans. You're in the main event and we're putting the belt on you. I was like, all right then, fair fucks. And they're really, I think like Ruthless are really happy with what I've been doing with the Rust belt and stuff. And like, obviously it's good. Like they've said like their followings went up, their British merch sales have went up and shit, which is cool to hear. And like, yeah, it's cool to have like the opportunity to represent them over here as well. Because normally it's the other way around. Like you always see like the Americans getting the British belts. Like Alex Colon took the TNT title over to America and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's just cool to be given the opportunity to do that.
No, of course, mate. I mean, I think we need to give you a new name of Big Draw Lou Nixon, because you're the big team. So, I mean, hey, why not as well? But obviously, that Bloodsport card as well was quite historic, because it was the first one with Shayna Baszler coming on as well. She was on that match card as well. And there was a lot of WWE people as well backstage, like Nick Khan was there and CM Punk and all that. I wonder if your experience backstage, did you bump into any of these folk and we're just like, all right?
Well, yeah, fuck me. Damn, I did not. I think I posted it on one of my pictures. Did you not see how the CM Punk story?
Well, I unfollowed CM Punk after Brawl Out. I was
after what?
After the Brawl Out situation in AEW, I was like, oh, fuck this guy. I don't like him.
Yeah. I use the GS, but that's for Kent now, really. Do you know what I mean? But okay, so I had my match at Bloodsport, and I was outside just smoking a joint, looking at my phone, like there was a big buzz on like Twitter, and fucking everyone was messaging us, and everyone like feeling the love. Do you know what I mean? Feeling the love. And then like I'm just like this smoking, and I'm in my kind of my own world. Like it's like after I've wrestled, like I'm in like a buzz and like and then like I hear like someone like approaches us and like goes, oh, I didn't introduce myself earlier. Your match like it was really, really good. My name is Phil. And like obviously like as like I hear this, I look up and like put my hand out, and it's fucking CM Punk. So he met Big Lou Nixon.
You must have been like, oh, who's this? Oh, hello, CM Punk. Hi, former AEW and WWE champion, Ring of Honor champion. Oh shit, hello, hi there, nice to meet you. Fuck.
I was just like, yeah, I've seen your fights in the UFC, mate.
Fucking hell, dude.
Like,
no
maybe one day Josh will have you on if you fucking just brush up your shooting style a bit, you know.
Oh, Lou Nixon versus CM Punk in Bloodsport. Take my fucking money. Take my money. That's something I want to see, mate.
I do
bloody nice. But obviously, Bloodsport was a part of that whole Mania weekend. You mentioned WrestleCon as well. Progress had shows, GCW Collective, everything going on. You know, obviously, as fans, we watch, you know, WrestleMania from home and know about that whole weekend environment. But I wonder for yourself, Lou, what was it like being a wrestler, going over there to the States and experiencing that Mania weekend?
It was wild, like. So like anytime I've been to America to wrestle, it was just like arrive the night before the show, do the show the next day, and then fuck off the next day. Do you know what I mean? So that was my first time I've had like a full week just in America, and like obviously I had shows. I think it was only one day I had free, and it was the Wednesday. So I went and seen the Rocky statue because that was like bucket list shit. I'd never even thought I'd ever get to do that. But it was just wild, like seeing everything going on, like how many people were there, like the crowds in the GCW. I think that must have been like the biggest crowd I've ever wrestled in front of. Like I don't know how many people were there exactly, but like just the fact that there was so many, like I don't know, it's the whole buzz around it. Like I didn't expect like the reception I got as well. Like I was very well received in that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was just happy with the way everything went. Like, and then obviously come back over here. I felt like I had more of a buzz when I come back, and like I'm riding the wave now, and like trying like I've got feel like obviously back to America for Ruthless in August, and I've got like that's a big weekend now because I've got like the Friday for Flophouse, which is part of the Ruthless weekend on the Saturday, and then I'm over for GCW on the Sunday as part of the fucking homecoming weekend now, which is insane. That's a big weekend. And then there's a few more things in the pipeline, and like, yeah, it's just I'm just fucking. I didn't ever expect to get this far, so I'm just riding the wave, man. I'm just like, it's crazy, but I love it. I love it.
Ride it, Lou. Ride it all the way, my friend.
Yeah, man. Until the wheels fall off.
Mate, fuck it. Just get replacement wheels. Get stabilizers. You'll be fine enough in that journey, mate. I do want to obviously ask as well, because that Mania led to Cody Rhodes dethroning Roman Reigns, longest WWE champion in a good while. I want to know from yourself, did you feel like there was a buzz around with that big match coming ahead for Mania that weekend?
Well, I'm going to be honest. So, that was the Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So I was like last match of the night of like, I think I was the last match of the like whole Mania weekend, like the Indies. And like, obviously I got that really bad cut, right? So like, I was like, I'm covered in blood. I need to fucking go hustle merch. Do you know what I mean? So I did that first. And then I had to go get checked out by the medics and stuff and get like patched up and whatever. And then me and Schlatt went to fucking one of the Wawas and got fucking in a shop and got some beer and food and shit. And then we got back to the venue because everyone was watching the wrestling. And Cody Rhodes had the belt in the air. It was over. So... I don't know if there was a buzz. I was buzzing. I was on a buzz because I was buzzing.
I think that's the best kind of buzz, Lou. That's the best kind of buzz you want.
Yeah, I was buzzing. But no, yeah, I think obviously, like, yeah, it's just like, obviously the fact that anywhere like where Mania goes that week, you know, is going to be like wrestling hub. Do you know what I mean? And the talks of it it's like, it just got said that maybe London, right? Maybe, or even if it's not like Mania, a Rumble or SummerSlam, I feel like that'll be a very similar thing. Do you know what I mean? Well, even like, is it AEW there? AEW is there when I'm in America. I think it's the last week of August, right?
Yeah, same day actually. You're at homecoming.
Yeah, is it? Or same day? Yeah, and I know like there's like, or even that's like got shows over here going down there to do shows and stuff. Like I've seen like North, who I've recently went back and started working for again, are doing like shows down there, like in a cooperation with like other shows. And I've seen like Grado's got a night on and stuff, and it seems like a cool buzz already. So yeah, it's just good. It's like it seems to be wherever Mania goes that week. If you're a wrestler, you should be there. Do you know what I mean? I think I said Effie said it. Mania week is like the showcase of that year of all the indies. Do you know what I mean? So it's cool to be a part of that and be wanted so much, like welcomed and wanted. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It was a good feeling.
No, absolutely, mate, as well. And you mentioned obviously with the UK as well, our scene is just truly thriving. I know you've done stuff. Obviously, you mentioned North, TNT Extreme, Rise, and obviously we met at Bleeding Gums Wrestling as well. But I want to first talk about obviously Rise. I've heard Rise from many of the deathmatch guys as well. For our international viewers who might not be familiar with the promotion Rise here in the UK, could you just explain about Rise and why is it so influential to the British deathmatch scene?
Well, for me particularly, Rise was like the only, at the time when I first started doing death matches, for me, the only one that like stuck by us and like wanted us to do it and give us a shot. You know what I mean? And obviously I wanted to do it. I stuck by my guns, and it's obviously played out well. But like, yeah, for me, like Rise will always be like where I consider like home. Do you know what I mean? Like Rise is like, it's my big, like whenever Rise is on, like it's like for me, it's like a big show. Like I like want to like obviously, like so yeah, I just think like Rise as well. I feel like it was the one that's like, obviously I know years ago and stuff, there was like Iceman was in 1PW and stuff, and like I know there was like Fight Club Pro and shit, like Clint and even like Drew was wrestling. But I feel like for this now, like since Rise and stuff, and like Joe Dargo and Caden, who I first saw do death matches, since then it's been like consistent, and it's only got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now you're getting these fucking UK only deathmatch shows, sorry, in the UK, and they're outselling some of the fucking normal shows of that weekend that certain promotions run and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It speaks volumes.
Hey, absolutely, mate. It does indeed speak volumes.
But yeah, I think Rise is like for me in my career, and deathmatch, not even just deathmatch, like just like UK wrestling as a whole, like Rise is a staple, a very big part of it, I think. And it's a show like as a wrestler, wrestlers want to be on it. Do you know what I mean? It's a good show to be on. It's a cool show. It's like people want to be there. Do you know what I mean? So it says a lot.
No, absolutely. You mentioned obviously Rise being so influential, and you are the RISE European Deathmatch Champion. So for being, to see what Rise is and so influential for UK wrestling, and now to be a champion for the company as well, I can't imagine how influential and important that must have been for your career.
Yeah, it was a big one for me, that, like, because obviously in like wrestling and stuff, like obviously I know like some people, like the titles are like the boots, do you know what I mean? They're like seen as props, but I feel like certain titles have a bit of prestige behind them, and the fact that so there was no like European Deathmatch title or UK Deathmatch title at the time. Do you know what I mean? It was like the European Deathmatch Champion. It's like a big thing to be seen as. It's like ICW have the American Deathmatch Champion. Do you know what I mean? That's like, look, for us looking them, that's the American Deathmatch Champion. Do you know what I mean? So it was a big thing for me, and obviously Joe was the only person to have that belt, and he had it for a long time. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, and I've had it, I got it, and now I wanted to, like, my whole thing with that belt is to give something different. You know what I mean? Try and like, I don't know if you've noticed the run, but it's more of a different run than like the opponents you'd expect, and the styles and the matches and stuff. But that's what I want, and like get people seen and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And like, it just bring everyone up with it. Do you know what I mean? And like, it just makes it mean more. And like, yeah, it's cool to be able to like be presented as like one of the top guys in Europe as like, and like, but also I want to like use it to help everyone and lift the whole scene. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I believe like we do have like the best fucking scene like in the UK. Like the UK is the best. Like the deathmatch scene in the UK is the fucking best. Do you know what I mean? Like from like it's fucking like the guys now. Like you could put anyone against anyone or one-on-one, triple threat, tag. Like there's so many great matches to be had. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying like in America, like you've got some great guys in America, like Ruthless shows. They're like amazing. All the guys on there. Do you know what I mean? ICW shows, all the guys on there are amazing. But then you get like some guy called North Korean Assassin getting burnt, set on fire, who's like probably never trained a day in his life. Do you know what I mean? It really, everyone's watching that. It looks class. It's fucking shit. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, fuck it. We're fucking good. UK is amazing at the minute. We're on the rise. And yeah, it's cool. It's just good. It's a good scene to be a part of. And like, I'm buzzing to be able to represent Ruthless here. Because I'm when I say I'm proud to represent them, like I mean it. Do you know what I mean? Like I like it's the buzz. I feel the buzz behind that, and the buzz it's getting for Ruthless and stuff. And just like it's all good. Like I feel like whenever I feel like if you're like a champion, I know it's like given to you, and it's some people say it as a prop, but you can use it if you're smart. You can use it right. Do you know what I mean? Like I know Ruthless are going to put every Rust Belt title defense on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? That's a whole set of American eyes. So again, with the whole like different matches I'm having, like Franco Faye, Extreme Rules, and I did the Monsters Ball Isaac. I've done the No Ring with Dora. They're like different guys you wouldn't see. Do you know what I mean? So that's just my way of thinking. I'm just trying to help everyone, benefit, like get everyone, raise everyone, and makes everyone better.
Yeah. It's a healthy mentality to have there, Lou, as well. I think it's a great mentality to have.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about the UK deathmatch scene as well. Is we're all very supportive of each other. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, even if it's like, so like Joe and Darko are over there for Tournament of Death. Like, I'm buzzing for them boys. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love it. Like, it's a class to see. Like, even though I'm not there and I'd love to be there, but I've got my other shit going on. Like, I'm in the Ruthless tournament. Do you know what I mean? And then, but it's just like it's like everyone. It's a good like everyone. Like it's just that's what we're like though. Like you see like other certain like again, it's America. There's a lot of like heat, like publicized heat as well. Fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? I know all about that. Jesus Christ. Fucking it's like the Wild West. You're dragged in. You're gonna claw your way back out. But yeah, you don't really get that here. So
no,
it's just a good to see and a good scene to be a part of the UK.
Yeah. Too right, Lou. Too right. It's funny you mentioned that because I had David Grant, who's a part of Alton Thorne's Hellbound faction, and he talked about how the deathmatch scene, especially in the UK, the wrestlers for it can be multiversal. They could work a family show, they could work a holiday park, they could work that extreme style. Heck, they could even go work a technical style. And I think that really says something about our scene and what it has to provide for not only UK wrestling fans, but wrestling fans and wrestlers worldwide that could come and learn. Do you think that is just such the beauty of the UK scene, its versatility?
Yeah, 100%. Like I think it's like obviously all the guys are like that, but particularly for me, I think I've proved that like I'm busy these days with the wrestling and stuff like, and obviously it's not death matches every weekend. You know what I mean? So I'm on Wednesday I'm in Skegness on the holiday camps. Do you know what I mean? And like. And then like last Saturday just gone, I was wrestling for Target on it's like a family show, where I'm the bad guy, and so it's just like hey, you play it different, you know what I mean? The kids and stuff, but like that's what it's about. Like you've got to be able to do it all, because like if it's fair enough if you just want to do death matches, but you're not gonna fucking really wrestle every weekend. You know what I mean? Like realistically, do you know what I mean? And like I want to wrestle every weekend. I want to be able to do it all. I want to like. I'm just a wrestler. I'm not like that's what I want to be seen as. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm happy with like the mix of shows I get. I don't feel like I'm pigeonholed as a deathmatch wrestler. Like do you know what I mean? Like everyone's like, there's no one like, oh, we're not going to use him. So there probably is. But, you know what I mean? But like, I'm busy. Do you know what I mean? I'm like on a mix of shows, and it's good to see like a lot of the other guys are as well. Like Joe's, Holiday Camp Big Joe's the fucking best, by the way. If you ever get to see that, I fucking love it. Yeah, he's my favorite wrestler. Holiday like Camp Show Big Joe is my favorite.
I gotta see that now. Holiday Camp Big fucking Joe. That's gonna be an absolute sight.
Yeah.
That'll be beautiful.
Yeah.
But obviously as well, Lou, you are top obviously of many teams, obviously British top team and Deathmatch Outlaws. I just want to know from the beginning of how did these two factions start, obviously BTT and Deathmatch Outlaws.
So like the Deathmatch Outlaws thing, I think that was like God, it's mad. Like it's fucking. It's how far the Deathmatch Outlaws like brand has come. So it's like Danny. I think like Danny Douglas like wanted to like it was more of like a brand, like a clothing brand, like a brand, and obviously to like get us boys seen and help us with merch and stuff and get us out there seen in America and stuff. So like I don't think it was such as a stable at first. It was just more of like we are like the brand, you know, like the Deathmatch Outlaws. You know what I mean? And like then it become like like we are like a fucking team, and then obviously the whole thing like I think it was getting to the point where in Deathmatch like there was no heels really. Do you know what I mean? And especially in Rise, and like I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. And then I know Darwin and like was obviously I think he was wanting like storyline, like have a team around him and stuff. And then I know it was going to go down a different route, and then shit happened with like people got cancelled and shit, right? And I don't know. Anyway, and then it was never going to be. It wasn't going to be British Top Team originally, but then the idea came. Obviously, then Brett, David Rise, and then it all just worked. Do you know what I mean? It all just fell into place, and yeah. So I'd say I'm not part of Deathmatch Outlaws as a faction, but I'm part of the brand. I'm part of BTT's faction. Do you know what I mean? But always represent Deathmatch Outlaws. Do you know what I mean? But unless I'm fighting them.
Fair play indeed. Yeah. But I know obviously with Deathmatch Outlaws, you know, obviously it's clothing, DVDs as well for some of the shows, Bleeding Guns Wrestling and Rise and all.
Everything. They're like the backbone of British wrestling, man. Like the shit they do, the unsung heroes, like not just like what you see online, all the behind the scenes shit, making gimmicks, making the weapons, like getting everything ready for each match, making sure we've got everything we need. Like they are the back. They are not like not just a fucking the back. The Deathmatch Outlaws, not me, not us four. Like Danny, Daddy Douglas, all them lot are the backbone. They are like without them, we wouldn't like have half as good shit as we do.
Right. Truly a great thing that all of you lads do. And I remember there was that picture at the Bleeding Gums Wrestling Lust for Death tournament where all four of you had belts because Kaden won the UK Deathmatch Championship. I want to know, what did it mean for you? Obviously, that kind of celebratory moment for the four of you lads to have each a Deathmatch Championship. Yeah,
like it was cool, like because like we all had like a Deathmatch title from all like the major, like each of the major promotions in the UK, and it was like the first time we like all had one, and yeah, it was just it was just cool. Like I say, how far it's come. Do you know what I mean? Where it was just like all were like just really on Rise, and now it's like extended. Do you know what I mean? And like it's even good. Like it's great to see like obviously Bleeding Gums in Scotland. Like that, the last Bleeding Gums show, in my opinion, was like the best one yet. Like just the buzz, the way the crowd were, and everything. Like it was just, I loved it. Like I'm hyped for the next one as well. Like I'm proud buzzed for that. Like I think it's going to be even better than that one. So are you at the next one?
Of course I'll be at the next one. Sadly, I remember I was on the beach of Mexico with a tear in my eye and a tequila in one hand, thinking I could be at a deathmatch show right now.
That's understandable. Like Mexico.
Yeah. The waitress was asking why I was tearful. I just said it was a breakup. It was a post-marital breakup. Nothing major. But let's talk about Bleeding Gums Wrestling, because obviously that's how I was first introduced to yourself and really the whole UK deathmatch scene. So I want to know from yourself, Lou, How did you come about with Bleeding Gums Wrestling and being a part of obviously the legacy of the company now?
I think obviously like Crammond was like obviously going to like RISE shows and stuff, and like he was just started like talking to her and stuff, and like, oh, I want to do a show and bum bum bum, and like it just come from there, and like like I guess he wanted us from the start, so he got us from the start, you know what I mean? But I really enjoy Bleeding Gums, and it's cool because like I'm in Scotland quite a lot now for different shows. Like I work for Valor, Bleeding Gums, and W3L, and it was really, really cool to see those three promotions do that backlash. Like all the shows that I work for in Scotland together. Again, that's the way it should be. It was cool. It's just good. Like it's good to be a part of it's good to be a part of Bleeding Gums, and like just in Scotland more regular now. Like I enjoy it. It's good. It's good fun. I didn't realize like obviously Bleeding Gums don't really like us that much. But Valor and W3L seem to like Geordies. It's good. I didn't realize. Even when I wrestled like the Scottish, like I fucking prefer the Geordies. Can you tell me anything about
that? Scottish secrets. It's part of the council. We can't reveal all our secrets. Maybe we like Geordie lassies, and we just really like that Geordie show.
I'll take it because I feel the love. I'll take it.
now you've done me in, Lou. The Scottish council is going to get on my head now and thank you for sharing our secrets. I can't go too much into that, but obviously Scottish Wrestling Presents Backlash, that historic three-way show. Obviously I was there, everyone was there, having a good old time. Such a fun environment. I know you had that crazy match with Jack Harrop as well. Loved it. What I thought was just really amazing was that there were kids there and they were absolutely eating it up.
Huh?
The kids were eating it up as well. Yeah, they were all eating up. They were loving it. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Glasgow, isn't it?
Hey, everybody loves deathmatch wrestling, and the whole
it's the same. It's the same, and I think like same with like Newcastle. I honestly like, I think it's probably like further down south. Yes, like obviously, I mean like there was that whole thing in the northeast where some crazy cunts were pulling out lawnmowers in front of kids. I mean like there is a degree, do you know what I mean? But like like me and Jack, I think we gave a good little fun show, good little like. That's one off the bat. Like we had that hardcore match, and like. Both of us straight after were like, we need this death match. We need to have a death match because that was a little taste. It was fun.
All right, absolutely. A wee taster for great things to come as well. Now, obviously as well, Lou, I know you've had interactions with great people as well and across the pond, but I know one of them came over quite recently this year. A former guest of my show, Real and Raw, August Artois.
Way, yes.
So I gotta know, how was that?
Wanted, me and August.
He's a fun laddie as well. He's
the party, but he's been living it up in Thailand at the minute.
Yeah, I've seen his story. Holy shit!
I need that booking.
I
love Muay Thai. I'll go train Muay Thai all day.
I'm in fucking Mexico and I'm seeing August updating his story every 10 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck's this boy up to?
The show looked good as well. Like I was surprised. I've never ever heard of wrestling in Thai. I'm like, I never knew there was a scene there, but like I seen like the clips of them, like some of them the match as well, and the crowd were like hot and like they're like, fuck you, August, and that was like fucking class. I was like, what? Need that booking.
Jesus Christ, August, what the fuck are you getting up to in Thailand, son? But
he's good. He's doing it right, man. I love it. He's a good guy. Obviously tag team partner, world's most wanted. I would like a match with him too.
Oh well, I mean he is coming to Bleeding Gums in the future, so
yeah, we'll I'm sure the stars will align, and we'll be able to beat each other up, and then we'll hug it out, smoke a joint, and go to Thailand.
Fucking hell! It's gonna be a deathmatch hangover movie or some shit like that. I mean, that's gonna be
that's gonna be me and fucking Tim in Vegas.
Oh God, man! I would love to know the story, Lou, of how you first met August as well, and what that whole first interaction was like with Mr. Real and Raw.
I think it was on a Target show. We just all riding together in the car, and obviously just got on. Similar fucking mind, like Mike just got on good, like, you know what I mean? It's like my type person. Yeah, doesn't give a fuck. Says how it is. I like it. I respect that. And then it was mad because it carried over, like even he said it as well. Like obviously, I normally like just like a team like Brett, you know what I mean, and like Darwin. I don't really want to be a part of like loads of different teams and shit. I find it very confusing. But like I was like, oh, team, like I didn't mind Team August. Like I don't like, I will like, yeah, I'll do it. Let's do it. And like, it was mad. We had like really like just chemistry in the ring. Just like we didn't really like speak about like, oh, we'll do this and doubles and this and that and that. It was just like work. Do you know what I mean? But obviously he's fucking really good, and I think I'm getting there. So it just worked. And obviously I think it's when you're in there with someone you get on with, whether you're across the ring from them or teaming with them, it makes the whole thing a lot easier anyway. So yeah, I enjoyed it, man. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. Looking forward to spending more time with him.
Yeah, he is a crazy, fun, but lovable guy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And he does have that FIP World Heavyweight Championship, it's been held by Bryan Danielson, Seth Rollins in the past. Maybe you could I don't know, winner take all situation, Lou. Maybe get that belt around your waist. 5 belt Lou.
I'll take it. I'll tell him the more belts, the better. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck. My bags are heavy at the minute. What's another one gonna hurt? You know what I mean?
Oh, it might hurt your extra baggage you have to pay on flights. So we have to kind of balance that out. We don't want you paying more for flight baggage. That's the real killer at the end of the day, there, Lou. But obviously, you did mention Vegas coming up because it's Mania 41. The Vegas weekend, the City of Sin, where everything's been going on. I know you've got dates lined up, and I know you've got one booked at the moment, I believe, as well. But to go over and wrestle in that kind of Vegas environment, that's got to be like a whole party environment, right? With Vegas on the line.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I watch Tim doesn't lead us astray. He's a party animal, that man. No, he'll keep us right. But no, it'll be fun. I've never been to Vegas, so it's gonna be a fun one. And again, obviously, it'll be a week of wrestling. I want to be as busy as I can. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to be. If I got 8 shows on a month's notice, I've got till April. I'll be sad. I'll be sad if I don't get 10 shows. I will. I'll be sad. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be disappointed in myself, and I will feel like I have underachieved.
Folks, we don't want Lou to be sad now, so please tag your local wrestling companies. Get Lou his happy 10 digits. Come on now, make this man happy. Make him happy. Make him a happy man. Come on. It's like the in the arms of the angels. The man needs his 10 numbers. Come on now. There's going to be obviously a lot of companies there, obviously like GCW, RISE. I'm sure obviously you'd be happy to work for any American-based promotions, but is there maybe some dream ones you would like to get off the list?
Ooh, I don't know. Nothing like that's like again. Like I take everything as it comes. Like I never expected to get this far this quick. Do you know what I mean? So like anything more like I want to get brought back to all the shows I already did. Do you know what I mean? And then a bit more like, but yeah, like I don't know. Like if it's a good show and it's a good opponent. And it's like if it's right, it's right. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking hell, Uncle Rob might even. Hey, if he reached out, who knows?
Ooh, I never know the surprises, my friend, as well. And obviously, GCW they really run that thing as well. And I know in Germany you face somebody who I hear about a lot, especially with deathmatch wrestlers, is Rina Yamashita.
Oh, Rina!
Holy shit! So I gotta know,
such a sweetheart as well. She's so nice. Really nice.
Lovely sweetheart, but looks like could kill you at 2 a.m. It's like,
she's a savage, absolute killer.
Ooh, good Lord Almighty! So I want to know as well, Lou, how did that whole experience go, going over to Germany and facing Rina?
Yeah, that was a cool one for me. I got I think that come about quite. Again, that's why I say nothing surprises, and I'll tell you everything because everything comes around like, oh shit, it's in 2 weeks. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, and it was like it was an extra sweet one that for me because I know GCW were in Liverpool the week before, and I wasn't a part of that, but they played my promo there, and apparently it got a good reaction. And then obviously I got the luxury of going to Germany. Do you know what I mean? And taking another country off the list, so that was nice. And then obviously I got to wrestle Rina as well, which was a great experience for me. I'd never wrestled anyone from Japan at the time, and obviously I knew there was going to be a language barrier, but I'd seen a lot of that stuff, and I watched some stuff. I got some ideas, shared ideas, and we got there, and it worked. We just made it work, and there was no issues at all. everything. We understood each other, everything. Fucking hell, she got us up for a fucking thing. That big, she's strong. Jesus, fuck me. But yeah, I'd love that match. I'd love a rematch with Rena, 100%. She's great.
Well, maybe that could be something at Bloodsports. Maybe we do something fun.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, I mean, you never know who's going to cross over with Bloodsports, because I mean, last night MVP showed up. So what the fuck?
Oh yeah, he was there. Wait, he was kicking about at Mania week Bloodsport. He was backstage. I seen him. I was like, ooh. And then I was watching Bloodsport. I stayed up and watched it. And then he got on the mic. He was like, I got my black belt. I was like, hey. But then you hear all this stuff. He's like, my contract's running out and I ain't going back, but I'm not done. And I was like, what is going on? Because I thought he was just there because of WWE. And then he gets on the mic and starts fucking shooting rounds. And I'm like, what is life? It's class though.
Man, it is class as well. And you looked in amazing shape as well. I was like, holy shit, you've been hitting the gym. So, fuck me. But then obviously, you associate MVP with somebody else, who hasn't been seen on WWE television, Bobby Lashley. Bobby does have a background in MMA. So,
well, do you know the guy who I wrestled on Bloodsport, Eric?
Yes.
So I was looking into him before I wrestled him, and like all he does is the Bloodsport shows now. But years ago, he was in Antonio Inoki's promotion in Japan, which was like similar kind of rules, and he'd been in there with Bobby Lashley. So he'd wrestled them. I was like, whoa, fucking class.
Everything has a connection in wrestling. You could look back and it just all fucking connects. But I mean, like Bobby Lashley and Bloodsport, maybe a reunion with Shelton Benjamin as well. Mania weekend. I mean,
Shelton Benjamin, I like Shelton Benjamin. Like I've always like when I was even as a kid, like the world's greatest tag team. Fuck me, so good, so good.
It really is so good. And you mentioned Shelton there, obviously someone who I feel has always been underrated as well. Never really gotten the best opportunities he could. Obviously, he's done the Hurt Business and all that. Former IC champion as well. The whole Hurt Business as well. A lot of people online are just unhappy with how that fell apart, and it could have done more, and it should be more. Like we never got Hurt Business versus Bloodline, which is just a sad thing in itself. Yeah. For yourself, Lou, obviously with Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, MVP, Cedric Alexander, the whole Hurt Business. Just your thoughts on that, and do you think wasted potential?
Well, back to Bloodsport last night, there was the promo in the ring between Josh Barnett and MVP. Josh Barnett dropped a little punny saying Hurt Business. And he also, before he got out of the ring, he was like, you and whoever else you want to bring. And I've heard Shelton Benjamin's a shooter.
Oh.
I'm sure Brock Lesnar was asked, like, outside of yourself, who's like the best fighter in the WWE, and at the time, I think he said Shelton Benjamin.
Jesus Christ, things are going to get interesting for Bloodsports, Lou. I think.
I was going to say CM Punk.
Hey.
Sorry, Phil.
On our part. But how cool would it be, Lou? Imagine this. Maybe a freeway Bloodsport match. British top team versus Hurt Business. MVP, Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley.
Oh, Brett would kill it in Bloodsport too. Yeah, he deserves it. Yeah, 100%. A tag team Bloodsport match would be interesting. I don't know how that would work. It would be like them crazy Russian MMA shows where it's like 2-on-2 in a cage, isn't it?
Oh God,
it'd be wild. But yeah, man, it was the Bloodsport last night was amazing. Really great show, and then obviously MVP comes out and. Yeah, obviously big things are going to happen for them in the future. There's just been to Japan. Bloodsport UK, who knows? Josh Barnett versus Big Lou Nixon.
Oh, mate, fucking sick. You mentioned it now, Lou. I want to know right now, Bloodsports in UK. 1, where would you like it to happen? And 2, which UK talent you like to see on a Bloodsport UK show?
I'd like to be in Newcastle.
Okay.
Because why wouldn't I want it to be in Newcastle? You know what I mean? Right. But yeah, and then what UK talent?
Yeah.
Me, Brett Tempnix. Could have Dean Ford in there, kickboxing, Muay Thai background. Joe Henry.
Oh.
Made a little tweet, didn't he? Little wrestling background, little judo. we've got even guys like is it there's a he's something Davies from Liverpool is a boxer. You've got Anthony Agogo kicking about.
Oh fuck.
I'm trying to make. You've got Chris Ridgway. See how strong these Northwest strong boys really are. Get them all in. But yeah, none of them would beat me and Brett anyway, so it's fine.
So easy peasy done. We're going to really incite some old UK hatred coming back from the old days of a card like that. It's like, yeah, all the territories are fighting each other again. It's like 1786 all over again. Shit.
I'm like a UK brawl for all.
Oh, fuck. Oh, it's all going to get tits up crazy. But you'll love to see it, Lou. You'll love to see it. Now, of course, as well, we did mention Ice Wire the whole show. Obviously, you defended the CXW Tag Team Championships and Deathmatch against Vulgar Display of Straight Edge Violence. To have that tag title match in Bleeding Gums Wrestling, which at the moment doesn't seem to have a tag team division at the moment, what would it mean for you to build up a tag team division and even win an inaugural tag team championship in Bleeding Gums Wrestling?
Well, that's what the plan is. That's what me and Brett want to do. That's what we said. So we'll keep defending our tag belts until Bleeding Gums makes some, and then we'll take them as well. And then we'll defend them both at the same time because we don't give a fuck.
Why not, my friend? Why not?
Kumite, want to make some tag belts? Me and Brett will take them. Rise, get your tag belts made. Me and Brett will take them. Brett's in Rev Pro. Get me in for the fucking World Tag League. Me and Brett will win that. Anyone else? Progress. TNT. Line them up. Knock them down. BTT on top. Party time.
Well, I mean, if you get all these tag belts, that just means you can get some nice 8x10s, increase the money, meet and greets, £100 with all the tag belts. I mean,
exactly.
Good opportunity, son. I think go for it as well. But obviously, Bleeding Gums Wrestling have got a double header show coming up as well. I believe it's in September. And I want to know from yourself, what would you like to do at this double header show? Would it be tag team or yourself? Like, what kind
I already know what I'm doing.
Oh. Could you give us a spoiler? Can you?
Like, I can maybe tell you off camera because for you, but it's gonna be fucking good. It's gonna be good.
Oh well, sorry, folks. That just means you have to tune into Bleeding Gums Wrestling, get a ticket, go to the Beverage Hotel, and see what's going on there.
They've announced Iceman and Matrimont.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Bang, bang, bang. That'll be class. But yeah. Keep your eyes peeled. Sure, all will be revealed. That rhymed, and I didn't mean for it to.
You've done well there, son. You've done well there. No, obviously we All In. We mentioned obviously it's gonna be August 25th while you're at GCW Homecoming. But a lot of wrestlers I speak to like we haven't gotten that Mania weekend yet. But All In is our closest thing. Rev Pro are putting on a show. Progress are putting on a show. Riot Cabaret, Attack, Hustle. Everyone's really doing something there as well. And I want to know from yourself, obviously you're at GCW Homecoming, but let's say in a reality you weren't. Is there a particular promotion from that lineup you would like to go and hit up and maybe cause a bit of carnage in?
Well, I know North are doing something there. So I would like to think if I wasn't doing it in America, I would be down there with them. So that would mean I'd be causing carnage fucking everywhere. But yeah, anyone I'm all about like any show, all those shows like I haven't debuted for, I'll fucking come in, take the top guy out. Don't give a fuck. I'm just ready for anything at this point. Like, yeah, I'm ready, feeling good. I like to keep busy. Too much time to myself is dangerous, so I like doing all these shows and keeping busy and keep myself occupied. But yeah, like all those are like Progress. Yeah, that'd be cool one to work for. Obviously W3L and TNT are on the Progress fucking on demand thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
when me and Tim goes online, we'll beat each other up.
I mean, you and Progress
not the usual. But no, honestly, like any of those like big shows, like like I consider big shows in the UK. Like obviously, like, I'd work for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the match is right, and the timing's right, and the money's right, I'm there.
There you go, son. I think, Blue, to work like Progress or obviously Rev Pro, these are two very companies that have rising stars, and obviously Will Ospreay's done stuff in them, Michael Oku, Luke Jacobs, all of these big names as well.
Brett, he's killing it on Rev Pro.
Brett has been indeed killing it as well. I wonder from yourself, if you were to win either like the Rev Pro World Championship or the Rev Pro Undisputed British Heavyweight Championship, as a UK wrestler, would that be like the crown jewel achievement to be a big champion for one of the biggest, or well, two of the biggest companies within the UK scene?
Hey, wouldn't you say I already am? Because I've got I'm the best in Europe.
Well, you're on my show, so you're already
immediately. And I've got the Rust belt, so that means I'm on for the best in the world. Hey, I'm already there. Do you know what I mean? But no, I know you. Like, yeah, obviously Rev Pro have their links with like Japan and maybe like AEW and stuff. So obviously, like to be like even not to be a champion, but even just to be like a regular. I would love to be there with Brett tagging. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like me and Brett could go far as a tag team across the world. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, I really do with our style and stuff. I feel like we're a good team. We look good together and stuff. So that would be a big one for me to actually. I would like to get in there, like in like those shows with Brett, and like start doing some like really show what we can do as a team on those type of shows, like your Rev Pros and your Progress and stuff like that. I think that would be. I think that would be cool to do.
Yeah, no, hey, go for it, my son. Get those Progress or even the Rev Pro Undisputed Tag Team Championship around your waist, because they'd be mighty fine indeed. And I think tag team wrestling is important. It is loved by a lot of people as well, and it is a true art form in itself. You know, we've got many great tag teams, not only in the UK, but the America, Japan's as well. So I want to know from yourself, Lou, say you and Brett could face a tag team from WWE and AEW. I want to know which teams would you like to face from either company in a dream scenario.
Ooh, that's a good one, that. Ooh, Malachi Black and Brody King. Sorry, Brody King.
Oh fuck! Kings of the Black Throne versus British Top Team. Holy
yeah, aye. Because then Darwin could jump in, and then you get Buddy Matthews in as well.
Please, TK, please, all in weekend. Just
if Darwin got back on the phone to that China cosplay lady, she could come, and then Julie Hart can jump in. We have a big four-man team fucking tag thing. Wee. No, but you know, like honestly, like I think Malachi Black and Brody King are really fucking good, really good. I even liked when he was Tommy End in Progress and he was with Michael Dante. Similar kind of dynamic, big guy with him. Do you know what I mean? I think that would be a good fight. And obviously, fucking Samoa Joe and Hook, if you could consider them a tag team right now.
Oh, that would be fucking good. Oh,
yeah, Samoa Joe is like my dream opponent, and he's like the person who I take the most influence from wrestling now that I'm a wrestler as well as a fan. Because my favorite wrestler is Kane, but like now for me, Samoa Joe is a guy I study a lot. So yeah, him and I like the dynamic of him and Hook at the minute. So I'd like that. I'd also like Hook as well. Fucking that guy. That'd be a very handsome fight, wouldn't it?
Hook versus Lou Nixon, Taz on commentary. Oh. Fuck it, put Darwin on commentary with Taz. That would be
amazing. That would be class.
That would be very enticing.
And then in WWE. Ooh. You know what? After watching Bloodsport last night, the Creed brothers.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be a very good matchup.
Yeah, like styles and shit. Yeah.
That would be bad. That was fucking banging, son. You also mentioned there Samoa Joe, somebody that you've learned to study as well, a guy who has great accolades, Ring of Honor champion, TNA champion, NXT champion, and AEW World Champion. What is it about Samoa Joe that you go out to study, and why do you think is it great to learn from his style and presentation?
I just feel like, because obviously he's like big guy, and he's obviously like trained in legit style, and he merges it very well with wrestling. Do you know what I mean? And like just by watching him, you can see without him saying I am a fighter, you can tell he could have a fight, and that's like what I want to try and project, or I feel like I do. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like he's a big hard hitting guy. Do you know what I mean? Like I've always been a big fan of Samoa Joe, and then obviously going into the death matches like Samoa Joe versus Neck Rubber is like one of my favorite matches of all time. And then I got to fucking wrestle Neck Rubber, and like I got the shorts made like Samoa Joe had on for that match, like the brown and the black like check like cross back and front, and like a little tribute, and like that was just like cool for me to do that, like even like make something half as good as Samoa Joe Neck Rubber was, and I was happy. Like Neck Rubber, I was really happy with the match. We did 20 fucking minutes apparently. Madness. He was buzzing. Fucking God, split me like he's got the biggest hands in the world, that guy. I love Necro Butcher, man. He's a fucking good guy. Really cool. Really cool.
Good guy, cool guy. You love to see it, man. I mean, it's really just fun with wrestling as well, especially just the wholesomeness and friendships you see, people building bonds, and with the fans as well. And especially I think with deathmatch wrestling fans, they are very, very passionate and dedicated to the craft of it as well. But sometimes they like to bring, you know, little things, maybe weapons to the matches sometimes. Some a bit, all right, cool. Some a bit, what the fuck are you even thinking, son? I want to know for yourself, like, what kind of crazy things have you seen maybe fans bring for like death matches to be used in a match?
Fucking hell. All sorts. All sorts. Carl Barnett, anything in his bag. Fucking hell. God knows. Fuck knows what he's going to bring. It's hard. It's like you can never tell when you give like fans the opportunity to bring weapons and shit. He's playing a dangerous game on you. So I'm probably just bring like a samurai sword here. Use that.
You get those fans that bring fucking dildos and shit like that. It's like, if you fucking wash that cunt, you weirdo.
Yeah, it's fucking hell. Straight out the top drawer, straight in the backpack.
Oh, fuck. Hope your missus knows where she's taking her fucking Dominator. Jesus Christ, man. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck me. You know what, Lou? Well, this has been a great chat. It's been a pleasure and an honor to have you here on the Soul Sessions. But
thank you for having us.
Hey, pleasure, my friend. But before we go, I always like to ask, a dream scenario. So let's say next year you're in the UK, all in Wembley, and maybe you get a match against Samoa Joe on that card to be in Wembley Stadium. How would you like the match to be? Would you like it to be a TLC or Extreme Rules or heck, even a Bloodsport type match? What would you like to have in Wembley Stadium with Samoa Joe? And if you could put a dream title on the line as well, what title would you like to put on the line against Samoa Joe in a match type of your choosing in Wembley Stadium?
Me versus Samoa Joe in a death match for the RISE European Championship. How cool would that be? No, but like if we're going to AEW, me versus Samoa Joe in a street fight there for the fucking FTW title. Yeah, he wins that off Hook, he turns on him. And then I'll come in, fucking take that. Me and Taz will ride off into the sunset.
Oh,
suplexing everybody.
You FTW Championship? I mean,
such a cool belt as well, isn't it? It's got it's a history. It's been ACW.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to get ringside so I could just go to Taz and flaunt him a 50 quid and say, "Can I buy it off you for the collection?"
Yeah.
Maybe 50 quid, 100 quid. I'll converse it. I've got pesos left over from my holiday. I could use that fucking up if Taz takes pesos. Fuck it, why not? You never know with the wrestling world at the end of the day. But Big Lou Nixon, my friend, a pleasure to have you here on the Soul Sessions. And folks, if you love what you heard of Lou, I'm going to include his Instagram link and the Instagram link and website link of Deathmatch Outlaws as well. Go on to that, get some stuff for yourself. And who knows, folks, where Mr. Big Lou Nixon will appear in the City of Sin next year. Well, folks, neck your pints, put your chairs away, and thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Soul Sessions.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.